Hi, this is Highbridge Motorhomes Devon branch, but as you can see, we're not at the Devon branch today. We've come over to Germany for that annual trip to the Düsseldorf Caravan Salon 2026. Though it is, of course, still August 2025. This is the first sneak peek at all the new 2026 models from all the European manufacturers. So we come over here, I come over here to do some videos, so you get a sneak peek before anybody else does. So now we're on the Chausson stand. So Chausson, one of our biggest brands. We were the first Chausson dealer in the UK, and French giant, part of the Dragano Group. Now the Dragano Group are a French umbrella company who own every brand in this hall and every brand in the hall next door, as well as others. They are, I think, well, one of Europe's and the world's biggest motor caravan manufacturing group. But Chausson, best-selling European brand in the UK, or at least it were for a long time, French giant. And what's new for this year? So what is new is the return of Fiat coach builds en masse. So Chausson always used to build on the Fiat and on the Ford over there. Now, what they did for some years is bulk of the vans on the Ford, but now due to public demand and to diversify the product range, 2 or 3 models are available back on the Fiat again. So what's the difference? So there's 3 Fiat Ultimate line models, the 797 and 787, which are 7.4 meter low profiles with a rear island bed in the case of the 787, longitudinal beds in the case of the 797, like this one here. So you've got parallel sofa front lounge, as you can see. I'm sort of battling people being in the vans today. Longitudinal single beds over the garage to the rear, and these are going to be coming in around about the £80,000 mark in the UK. Interestingly, you'll see a little bit cheaper possibly, or yeah, a little similar price anyway to Europe. So for those who think you save money in Europe, well, you don't actually. Also, ours will include the Sterling pack, which gives you everything as standard. So what's the difference between the Ultimate line and the same model in the titanium over there? So obviously base vehicle, so the 640 is available in both 797, 787, exclusively Fiat. So the Fiats get white cab, white sides, no barbecue point, no external shower. Whereas the Fords, white cab, coloured sides, and different internal cabinet work. So what we'll do is we'll try and get in there at the moment. So our best seller, and the only one that's available on both vehicles, is the 640. So currently called the TAP line. That's been replaced with titanium line, titanium being the long serving name of the best-selling range. Came out as a special edition in 19. Do excuse the pulsating lights. Something to do with the lights in here isn't making this any easier, is it? So do excuse that. So you can have Ultimate line on Fiat, titanium line on Ford, and they're both basically the same. Trying to stop this pulsating, but it's not going to work. There we go. Oh. Right, so Ultimate line Fiat, titanium line Ford. So difference being, well, spec is pretty similar. Ford, say coloured sides, white cab, Fiat all in white, and for the UK spec ones with the Sterling pack, you get barbecue point external shower on Ford. You don't get it on Fiat, although we can fit it. So these are 7 metre with a drop down bed and a rear garage, full width end bathroom. There are other models, of course, available on Ford as well. So it's the Ultimate line, the Fiat's only available in 3 different layouts at the moment. All 165 brake Ford, 140 brake Fiat, both 8-speed automatic as standard. The other difference being the internal cabinet work So you get charcoal coloured cabinet work in the Fords, as we'll see in a moment, whereas you get white in the Ultimate line. The problem with filming at shows is everywhere is understandably full of people. So big garage at the back, full height on the far side. This cloth is not going to be in Europe in England for next year. So you get matte black cabinet fascias for the UK. Obviously you get in the titaniums, and this is matte white in the Fiats. Get an oven for the UK market as well. 12 volt fridge freezer is new for this year. This unit has changed from last year, so the TV will now mount here. Used to mount up there and come out, so that's a little bit better. Big parallel sofa front lounge, king size drop down bed that comes down all the way to seating level, which is fantastic. That's the Ford cab, new 8-speed digital dash, 8-speed automatic gearbox, 12-inch touchscreen, which controls everything there. Full width end bathroom to the back. So that's the titanium line on Ford. Now let's quickly try and jump in a Fiat based one, so you can see the difference in the internal decor. It's only the cabinet fascias which are different. So Fiat looks a little bit plainer, arguably, and the difference being, I can't show you because there's people in there. That's typical. Right, let's have a little look around at some others. 660. Sister van to the 640 we were just in. This is a bit more like the upholstery we're going to be getting for next year. Ours is a slightly darker hue than that, but it's this high quality leatherette. 660 is kind of unique. It's got this horseshoe shaped lounge with these movable stools that you can turn into footrests wherever you like. 32-inch lift up TV there. It's a great van for two for lounging. And what you do get is a big kitchen, again with an oven for the UK market. Look at all that worktop, isn't that fantastic? Swing wall separate shower in this one, so that will swing across. Big storage at the back, as you can see, with access to your garage, same garage as on the 640, but a longitudinal bed. So it's the same bed as the 640 has, which is transverse crossways, but in the 660 it's longitudinal, so it's lengthways. How unusual is that? I do love these lights they use as well. They're both lights and they've got double USB charges in them. So that's the 660 titanium line, only available on the Fords. Fiat one is still busy. Moving across, here's a Fiat based one. So Fiat based Ultimate line. So this is a 797 longitudinal singles over the back. So you can see the difference. So you'll get the same grey upholstery, dark grey leatherette in ours, optional drop down bed, and you've got the matte white cabinet work in the Ultimate line on the Fiat, and the matte black and the titanium line on the Ford. Both of those will flip into forward facing seats, and we've got mid kitchen and longitudinal single beds over the garage at the back. So this has been our big seller. Actually, let's have a little look at another Ultimate line here. So this is a 798, which is island bed, people in it again. This is actually the press and trade day, but still very, very busy. 798 has got an industry leading size big island bed to the back, parallel sofa, front lounge there. So again, this is another Ultimate line van, so Fiat based. So you get different vinyl floor and the cabinet work in matte white rather than the charcoal matte grey of the Ford based titaniums. Really nice island bed. So this being a longer van than the 788, which is still in build at 7.2 metres in the titanium line, you've got quite a big bit of space around the foot of the bed, because that's always the compromise with an island bed. You can shut your lounge off with a separate shower one side, washroom the other. Remember, these are going to be retailing around the £80,000 mark for the UK. And a massive island bed to the rear with charger points and optional front drop down double bed like this one has. So little 650, we sold out of these really early this year for 26, 25 even. So 650 titanium line, think of it as the shorter brother of the 640. It's only 6.39 meters long, so it's the same size ostensibly as a van conversion, but so much more space. Based on the Ford, again for the UK, we're talking 165 horsepower, 8-speed auto as standard. Coloured sides, and as you can see, you get the external shower and the barbecue point on the titanium line. You've got the same back end as the 640 with the massive garage, full size ski locker that side with the boiler unusually situated at the top there, but that kind of makes sense to keep it out of the way. You get, for me, most of the benefits of a 7-metre van, but in a 6.4. Again, this is last year's upholstery, so new upholstery, premium leatherette for the UK for next year. Everything else being the same. So front drop-down bed, not as big as the drop-down bed on the 640. It's 7-metre compatriot. I mean, you still get a really nice twin sofa front lounge. That end being similar size, 5 foot. That end being a bit shorter to allow access to the door, and then the bed of course tapers in at the foot end, but then so does the body at the end of the day. Ford cab is really well equipped, as you can see. So you've got full digital dash, multifunction steering wheel, 12-inch touchscreen, 8-speed automatic, and the range topping 165 brake engine with reversing camera, and full cab blinds as standard, plus your panoramic roof light up above there. Same bathroom as the 630 and 640, full width end washroom with your massive storage above the garage, massive separate shower as well, all in 6.4 meters. It is an amazing thing. They're really good, these. Not a lot else like it. The UK market again will get an oven. Oh no, I've lost my fluffy microphone cover. Let's pick that up in a moment. And then you've got the new full height 12-volt fridge freezer and the new TV location here. All Chausson's got diesel heating as standard. I love diesel heating in these drop-down bed ones. It's a gas and electric hot water heater from Truma and a diesel powered Webasto blown air heater. Very powerful, very economical. So where would you put your TV? I guess you put it on here, wouldn't you? So why have we put coat hooks where the TV would go? Anyway, we'll sort that. I'll take them off. This makes a bed underneath, 2 flip up forward facing seats there. Whoop, let's get my fluffy microphone cover, can't lose that. Hopefully that hasn't affected the sound of things. I don't. Right, pop that back on there. There we go, little fluffy microphone hat. So let's fell off again. That's the 650 Chausson titanium line. Next one along, we've got the ultra narrow Fiat based 640s. Well, 640s, not 640s, X series. So this one is the X550, 6 meters narrow body. So exactly the same dimensions as a van conversion. On the Fiat Ducato, prices come down on these this year. These have been very popular since they came out in 2022. Kind of disappeared for a year or two during COVID due to the lack of Fiat availability. As you can see, they're very stylish vans. What I really like is the sage green cabinet work, which is very smart. So in Europe, well, coming in at 78, they're more than that in the UK, to be fair. So these are going to be mid-80s or so, I would say. Then you've got really nice cabinet work, new upholstery for the UK next year, which isn't this, and you're getting that grey vinyl leatherette. Comfy twin sofa front lounge, all in 6 meters, front drop-down bed with an X on it. Very stylish all the way around. Loads of drawer space in the kitchen. Will be slightly different for the UK as we get the oven. 12-volt fridge freezer. And a really clever washroom you can shut off at the back here. Flip down basin again. Oh. And look at this. So this is 6 meters of van. And yet I've got a really good shower space. Look at all that wardrobe space as well. Really, really good wardrobe and clothes storage. More storage on this side with hanging space. That's externally accessible as well, so you can use that as an outside bit. Yeah, and really nice modern sage green decor, which I think is kind of different. Very, very nice. I'd expect them to be somewhere around the 85 mark, maybe there or thereabouts. So that's the X550. This one is an X650, which is basically longer version with the garage on the back. Now this has changed for this year. In fact, this is a new model for this year. It's the Sport line. Last year Sport line was full grey cabin sides. This year it's gone to half, but it's still a distinctive looking van, isn't it? It's the first time we've seen one of these. Still a distinctive looking bit of kit. Narrow body, do 3 different layouts in the range. And this is the new layout, the S614. So while there's no one in there, let's dive in. So we've got parallel sofa, smart lounge, front drop down bed, which I think is standard. I think, might be wrong on that. Those who watched the launch video of these from Leon, I did, I'll mention that in there. So we've got front drop down bed, first time in a Sport line, twin seat belted seats. So that would actually drop down and could make a bed as well. So you can sort of fit in 6, but it will only travel 4. Unit there will have an oven in for the UK market. Front drop down bed, stop in there. And a transverse rear bed, butterfly bed as Chausson call it. So you've got the oven, that's not an oven, that's a fridge underneath the kitchen unit. So you'd have oven there for the UK. Obviously, of course, only the British that want an oven in their campers. Swing wheel separate showers we saw in one of the others, so that unit just comes across here to give you a good size separate shower space. Hello. And then it manages to do this in the narrow body 6.6 meter length by having a transverse bed. Transverse beds come back into fashion again. So this is what they call a butterfly bed, which has been very popular. So you can lift it up from this side for walk-through access to your garage and also to your wardrobe, which of course you can also get into beneath and your extra storage bits. But the other really clever thing with this, which I love, is that half of the bed will go up like that, and that gives you full height storage from the outside. Very, very, very clever. So dark grey leatherette for the UK, which is sort of ruched, really nice. Forward based, pricing wise, 70 odd roughly for the UK. Automatic as a Sport line, or you can have it for less, mid 60s as a first line, which is a different colour scheme, more basic starting spec. But I think that looks good, to be fair. I did like last year where they were full grey sides as well, but they've still got a bit of funkiness going on. That good size rear garage, so you can just push that up, so you can see there a full height storage at the back, which is fantastic if you have surf bats or anything like that. So that's a Sport line 614. Another Sport line here. This one's a 697. It's been our best selling Sport line for 2025. More traditional layout. Again, same body shell as the 614, 6.6 meters, narrow body, 2.1 wide, forward based. Half dinette side seat to the front. Swing wheel separate shower and a really nice bedroom with longitudinal single beds. Again, forward base, it's got the charcoal grey cabinet work. UK will get a grill, I think, which goes up there for the UK market. Fridge underneath of there, decent bit of worktop. Yeah, and price-wise, going to be around the 70 mark. Very distinctive van. Extra bit of bonus storage in there. That's the Chausson 697 Sportline. Next one across is a first line. Any sport line can be a first line. So this was the same van as we saw before. But in first line, guys, just gets white cabinet work, light grey upholstery. Again, for the UK, we'll have the vinyl upholstery. We order them all the sport lines, as I think everybody's going to want the sport line monikered ones instead. Now then, so X650 is still full. So let's have a little look at some van conversions. So there's a new van conversion called the 691 coming out for the UK for 26, but because it's an end lounge, they haven't brought one here. Rear bunks are kind of cool, but they're not, don't do them for the UK. Raising rear bed one, like a twin SGX Adria. Great idea. Bring it to the UK, Chausson. Of course, they are limited to which models they'll bring to the UK. This is a first line 514. We'll order this as a sport line. So that's with the grey cab and the funky sides. 6 metres. Similar to the 697 we just saw. First line gets the white cabinet work, a bit like the Fiat based ones. This is of course Ford. And you've got the rear bed and bedroom from the 614, butterfly bed. Swing wall shower, same wardrobe and things as the 614. It saves the length at the front there, so no drop down bed. This will make a little bumpy single. So it's a 4-seat belt, 3 berth. It's only 5.99 metres long, 2.1 wide, so very compact. Price wise 66.95-ish roughly for the UK. Again, that'll be grey charcoal cabinet work with the grille for the UK models. So let's have a little look see. I think that more or less covers the Chausson stand. 627's a 7 metre garage van with front drop down bed. Doesn't sell that well in the UK because the lounge is kind of on the small side, as you can see, full width. 630, very popular. We've got a lot of the taps left of this layout. This is like the 640. It's got longitudinal drop down single beds to the front. So you can see, apart from that, it's the same as the 640, the rear garage, full width end bathroom, drop down longitudinal single beds. And have a quick look on the other side of the Chausson stand. Don't think we've got an Ultimate Line 640, but just to recap, Ultimate Line Fiat based, white sides, white matte cabinet work inside. Oh, found one. This is the upholstery. Oh, it's nearly the upholstery we're going to be getting. Yeah, not quite. So we're going to be getting the darker grey version of that for the UK for next year. It's nice, it's comfy, soft, just feels a bit more premium. It's a bit of feedback last year. So, quickly going to jump over to the other half of the stand, see if there's anything we've missed there. A lot of these we've done videos of before at Leon as well, at the trade launch. We can send you a link to that. He's on our YouTube page. I like these little 514 with the over cab bed, 6 metre over cab. First line, so it gets the white cabinet work inside on the Ford cab. These were, again, low 60s, new 6 metre, 5 berth, 5 seat belts, better for 4 really, with a transverse bed over the garage. Just see if that's a butterfly bed again. Yes, it is. So you'll see, as with all motorhome manufacturers, they're quite modular, so they'll use the same bits, so you're getting the same transverse rear bed in the 514, the 614, the C514 as well. This is a full width van, so it's just got a little bit more space inside. Same swing wall, separate shower as we've seen in some of the others. Same kitchen. And then this one, as those brackets attest, turns into a rear facing seat. So you've got double forward facing seat there, single rear facing seat here. It's a first line, so the first lines and the Fiat based Ultimate lines get the white cabinet work. I quite like that, and the white sides. And your master cab's over the bed's over the cab, or is it? I mean, it's up to you really. Where would you sleep? Double back there, double up there. I can see this selling to sort of younger families and rental companies and the sporty people who want, maybe if you're mountain bikers, marathon runners, you want to go away with some friends, have 2 double beds. And it actually does make a single bed here, so it is actually a 5 berth, 5 seat belt at a push in 6 meters for like mid-60s, brand new. So I think that about covers it, doesn't it, really? So thank you for bearing with us, those who've watched the 25 minutes of it. And this is your first glimpse at the new Chausson de Moors. Chausson of love, slipper of love, that means, by the way. Chausson is slipper. And so that's Morecambe and Wise song, Chausson de Moors, slipper of love. Anyway, 01626 832 792 is our phone number at base if you want to speak to us about these new Chaussons. Now, Dave and Ash were going to be on the Chausson stand at the NEC in October. Go and see us there if you're going to the NEC, or you can give us a call beforehand or a text or a WhatsApp on 07432 662 558. But if you are looking to buy a Chausson at the NEC, do check in before with us. Dave at Somerset, Ash at the Devon branch, and they'll be on the stand. You can make an appointment to see them there by contacting us on 01626 832 792, text or WhatsApp 07432 662 558. Ping us an email to jw4 at highbridgecaravans.co.uk. Come and see us at Newton Abbot, Devon, or at the NEC. Check us on highbridgecaravans.co.uk and ask us about the wonderful world of Chausson motorhomes. Thank you very much. Goodbye.